Yeah, man, it gets a bit like that, eh? It's kind of like, I mean, you got to take your time to at least do something small. Like, you know, go and eat, go out of your way to go eat your favorite meal or something somewhere. You know, you don't always need to party and bend and carry on for your birthday. Like when it comes to this, like, do something for yourself.
Family and friends. Yeah, it's just important to me.
Man, do you know what? Sometimes when you get older too, it's like, it's your family. It's your birthday's more about like your family, like even like your mom or like, I don't know, even like your close friends or your cousins or whoever you're tight with. You go and see them on your birthday. It's like, it's more about them being like, oh, it's your birthday. Like them it gives them something to do. Like, you know, not only it's like they're like, oh, I want to make this for you. I want to make this, and they're not doing it for you. It's kind of like a little bit for themselves as well. They're kind of, you know, they don't have as many social events when you get older. You know.
I think it's just, for me, it's just more like, it's just like appreciation more of it when it comes to like, cool, like I'm about to turn 26, so that's cool. But you know, like I'll celebrate it when like I feel like I've done enough.
Yeah. You still feel like, you know, you're not ready to like celebrate even a birthday or like the little things of like a Friday or a Monday or even your birthday. It's kind of like, I got work to do, not where I want to be. I got to keep pushing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I feel that. You're not looking for the excuse to go, it's my birthday, let's do it. You kind of.
Let's see, like people are like, find that weird, bro. Because I'm like, I haven't left Australia yet, right? And like people find it weird that I don't want to go on a vacation and shit. But the only reason I don't want to do it, it's not like I don't feel like I deserve it. But for me, it's like I'd rather go on a vacation and like a holiday where if the business first, that way, like, I know I'm fine overseas. And then, like, I just feel like vacation stuff is like needed when, like, you feel exceeded.
Hold on, sorry, bro. Your mic's cracking up a bit. We caught most of it, but just kind of just going in and out. It might be a reception or...
Yo, sorry guys, my fucking internet's been cooking. It's pouring down here.
Yeah, you're a good, Reese. We got it. We just chatting with Clap and Afric, waiting for Kedus to join. Clap's just fixing his mic. It's just kind of glitching, man. I kind of caught it, but yeah, it's just a bit in and out.
Yeah, I wonder if it has something to do with the weather, because I don't know about in Gold Coast, but in the Sunshine Coast, we've been sent out a message of warning that torrential floods are coming again.
Damn, son.
Yeah, I did see that. I mean, yeah, bro. I mean, yeah, Aussie's prone to that, man. But I mean, yeah, we kind of just you always gotta have that battle plan where everyone says, you know, have a flood plan, have a fire plan, and you got to be ready for that.
Yeah,
sure. 5-year plan is where to start your life. Succeed at the first, move on to the next.
It's Clap's birthday tomorrow, and it's my birthday today.
Bro, it's your birthday today?
Yes, sir.
Afric.
Sorry.
It's Afric's birthday today, and it's
Happy birthday
tomorrow.
Yo,
it's Taurus season,
Thank you.
I'm on the 18th.
Yeah, it's Taurus season, thanks.
It's proper Taurus season coming out, running with the bulls right now.
Yeah.
Damn, hey, well, Africa, tell us what you did. You go and see your fam, or you go get some eats? What'd you do?
So I'm just waiting for my brother to come back from his driving lesson, and then like him and his girlfriend and I will just go and watch a movie.
Nice. What do you want to go see?
The new Doctor Strange.
Bro, I'm so keen for that. I've been hearing mixed emotions on the social media today, but I'm so down for I love the multiverse type stuff. I love what they did with the Spider-Man. That's my jam. I love that shit.
Yeah, that stuff's really cool. I'm keen to go see it because I like the first Doctor Strange quite a bit.
Man, me too. It was kind of refreshing, and I love his story. I love the coat. I love his little gadgets and everything that goes on with him.
And it fits together very well. I think they adapted him from the comics in a very excellent way.
What did you think of the new Batman? You guys seen the Robert Pattinson Batman?
No, not yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
It's
I've had a
pretty
lot of
good.
mixed reviews about it though.
What do you think, Afri?
I get why they say it was mixed reviews, because it's not like the typical type of Batman movie you would see, even with all the different iterations of Batman. But I thought it was a really interesting and actually a pretty good take on Batman. Yeah, I'd say it's worth a watch.
Yeah, it's kind of like what for me, what they did with it, it was like, yeah, it's definitely a whole new take on Batman, which is refreshing. And they've kind of gone back to like, you know, he's a superhero, but he's more like human than super.
Yeah.
Like he just got like a big, you know, like just mongrel in him where, you know, just a never say die sort of thing where, you know, he's not, even his gadgets and things and his cars are not like too outlandish like the last ones. They're still extra, yeah, a little bit extra, but they're not just so overpowered. Like he takes hits, you know, he hurts, he bleeds, and
Exactly,
and they really show that like grittiness of like, you know, him waking up with bruises the next day, which is, for me, it was kind of cool to see. The story, I feel like they could have shaved at least 45 minutes off it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
I mean, I guess that's the,
Sorry.
yeah, I was gonna say that's the style. I guess that's the style though that runs with like a slow burn film. Like it's kind of like a, you know, a mystery, you know, whodunit sort of story. Like who's the Riddler, who is he, and then who's involved and things like that. So yeah, I've only seen it once too. I like to watch like movies like at least 2 or 3 times to give them an accurate depiction.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that it was like very, like a bit more realistic, and yeah, I like the fact that you know, he got pretty like messed up in the film, like, you know, when he for example, like when he like jumped off that one building.
Yeah.
And like he didn't use his like cape, like that was also like, okay, that's kind of weird, but I get it. Like, you know, that for me was the moment when I was like, okay, this is like they're trying to take a very realistic take on, like, you know, if this was real. Even like the villains, you know, for example, a penguin, it was a lot more like political in the way that it was just like, you know, he's a club owner, and like Don Falcone also, like, it was more like the mafia boss type thing than it was like, oh, he's just like this, you know, like bad guy.
Yeah, there's this strange, crazed character that needs to get like gold eggs or something because he likes gold eggs. It's like I'm the penguin, I need some eggs. It's like no, he's got a purpose and a drive and all that. But hey, Soulis, what's up, man? How you doing? Thanks for joining, bro. We got Clap back. We got Laj in here. Boys, yeah, we're just kind of throwing some chat. We got Keddy pulling up on Keddy Island time, so we're just having a yarn until he comes through. I mean, if he doesn't pull up in the next 5 minutes, bro, we'll have a yarn with we'll go Soulis first, bro, because we got lots to chat about anyway.
Yeah, I'm just on the phone with Kitty to our mum right now. Hold on one sec.
Hey, all right, you guys do your thing. That's all good. We're chilling. We're just talking about Batman out here.
I haven't seen it yet. I watched Doctor Strange last night. It was the wackest movie I've ever seen.
Oh, really?
Bro, that's what I've been hearing mixed emotions. Some people, like, it looks so sick in the trailer, but like, how are they pulling this idea off? Yeah.
Wait, which movie is this?
Doctor Strange.
Oh, bro, I'm gonna watch that today, bro. Don't tell me it's whack, bro.
Why is it whack? What happened? What do you mean? You can't follow it? What's going on?
I don't want to like expose obviously what's going on, but all I'm saying is that you're gonna watch it and like you're just gonna find it boring. It's just like you see you guys obviously seen the first one. The first one was done. The first one is dope, but the second one is just like it just seemed like a throwaway.
Yeah, right. So they're because I mean they put all their money in the trailer then, and then in the film they've kind of just cut corners and just kind of put it out.
The trailer looked fucking dope, bro. And then when I watched the movie, and then like you know how you get to see like evil like fucking Doctor Strange.
Yeah, me too. That's the main thing I want to see of like
you see that shit. You see that shit for at least 15 seconds.
Oh, really? Is that all?
I'm telling you, it's whack, bro. The whole storyline is whack.
Damn.
The
Okay.
Multiverse
Okay.
of Madness, though, like that
The mul-
title. Just,
Nah,
like, bro.
multiverse. They literally fucked it.
God damn.
Yeah,
My bad, y'all.
Hey, Keddy, hey, you're good. We're here for you, bro. Thanks for
I'll do
coming
that,
through.
bro.
Yeah,
But
easy,
all good.
easy.
Appreciate you.
Man, we're here for you. We're chilling. We're talking movies. We're just talking. We were talking about Batman, and we were talking about what's that new one, Doctor Strange.
Oh, yeah,
Hey,
it's crazy.
you seen it? Have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it.
You liked
Is
it?
it good?
Yeah, I just like the CGI. Like the CGI is like
Bro, the opposite sides of the extreme, bro.
Mixed emotions. This is perfect thing of mixed emotion. We are clapping here, just
I'm
banging out.
just
going,
gonna watch
"Word,
it, bro. I'm not gonna worry.
I just the scene where like they went into different worlds and it was,
Whoa, no spoilers, no spoilers.
Oh,
Sorry,
my
sorry.
bad.
We
My
haven't
bad.
seen it. We haven't seen it. Afric's about to go see it today. We were just kind of talking about the trailer,
yeah.
and then he was just telling us how bad it was. So Cloud, Keddy watched the. Don't spoil anything. You guys have both seen it, but Keddy's seen it, and he loves Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange.
Wait, you actually like the second one?
My bad.
Yes. You like the second one, Kedus?
Huh?
Did you like the second one?
Yeah. I liked the CGI. And the story was kind of good.
I like the CGI.
Like, yeah, look, the animation is cool, but like the storyline is whack.
To me, I liked the storyline, but it was very like dark, for sure. It was very.
Well,
dark.
that's fine. I'm okay with dark. Like that's chill.
Yeah.
Look, everyone has their own opinion. I'm sticking to
Yeah.
it. It's whack.
Right, do you
Fair
guys
enough.
ready? A little hot tip of a movie that's coming out soon. Definitely go and watch the trailer. I've been watching this trailer multiple times. It's a film by the film company A24 or A24. They've done some banger movies. But type in Everything Everywhere All at Once. If you're a fan
A
of
friend
them.
of mine told me about this. He said like it was the first movie that ever made him cry, and he like literally watched it a second time on the same day.
It's a multiverse movie that's like follows just. I've only seen the trailer. I haven't seen it, but bruh, it's like
What's the plot? What's like the concept of it?
the plot is about this lady, this nice like sort of middle-aged or older Asian lady who works in an office desk, who sort of these weird events start occurring to her where like I think in the trailer it sort of just shows like kind of like she has this fall and she hits her head, and what it does is it splits her reality, and she starts finding out the cracks in the universe that it's bigger than what it is, and that she can tap into like her character in these other multiverses. She is now being able to teleport from each life that she's living currently in all of these other things, and she's tapped into like 20 different life skills that she can have at any time, at any moment. But what happens then is like the universe, kind of like in the Matrix, like the Agent Smith, they're coming after her because she's the origin of what actually creates the universe. It's through her consciousness. It's like the loop. So it's her thoughts, and every problem has led to the creation of the universe all through this one character. And it's like, that's all I'm getting from the trailer. Everything, everywhere, all at once.
That sounds like that sounds like a roller coaster, bro. That's man.
Yeah.
So when me and my brother stand in front of the cinema, I'm gonna explain to him what happened to him. I'm gonna be like, Clap came in, and then he was like, nah, he's not fucking with it. And then Kedus comes in, he's like, yo, bro, I love this shit, bro. And then I'm gonna say, okay, so it's either we make a decision on watching Doctor Strange, or we watch everything, everywhere at the same time. Like,
all at once. I mean,
all at once.
Start with Doctor Strange, then get to that one, because I don't even think that one's out yet. So, do the first one, and then get through it, and then compare the two. But hey, guys, Katie, thanks for coming. Appreciate you coming through. We're about to get our chat kicking off with Kedus. We kind of just been talking
just
to them.
listening in the background.
Hey, Katie, where you from?
England.
You're all the way out in England.
Yeah.
No way, whereabouts? I got a friend. You're in Devon.
Devon.
I got a buddy out there. He's out in Leeds. Poor fella.
That's quite far up north.
Yeah. I don't really know how big England is, but yeah, it's Leeds.
Sorry, I've got COVID.
Oh shit, you
Yeah.
got COVID and still pulling up. Hey,
Speedy
well,
recovery.
yeah, I mean, the funny thing about COVID is when you get it, they don't even go and give you like some medicine to fix it. Like you don't even get antibiotics. All they do is say, rest at home and watch some Netflix. Stay at home.
Stay by yourself.
Like, what's the? Why is this such a crazy thing? If it's like you're not even giving me medicine to fix this thing, like I'm gonna stay at home anyway if I'm sick with anything else.
With big
But hey,
Yeah, facts.
all right, guys, let's get this going. So yeah, we'll chat with Keddy. We'll open it up to everybody at the end. Soulis, we'll chat to you once we get to. I mean, chime in if you need, but I guess we'll give Keddy the spotlight, yeah, and then we'll come through for you.
I'm chilling, easy.
Easy, bros, easy. So, yeah, I guess welcome back to the Hoodstarz AMA. We got Kedus, we got the gang. We're going to be talking about the latest video we just dropped today, Ballroom Pop, and then kind of we're going to hear about Keddy's, experience as an artist. He's had a really great entry into the music scene with the team at DB, and I guess Keddy, let's get things started from taking us back to your first release and your sort of intro into music. Like, everyone loves to hear everyone's origin stories, but if you can kind of talk us through your introduction to music and how that led to your first song release and what it was.
Yeah, I started making music when I was like 15, I think, or 16. And I just had to save up to get the studio in my room. And then once I got enough, I just got the studio. And then I kept practicing. And then eventually I was releasing albums. And then the most recent album, I took a track off that. And then that became Sunset Dream.
So let's take it back a little bit for just shining light. It's so hard for a lot of people in here as well are emerging artists, and they're really trying to find that entry point of how to get started. Like we have a good range of experience in here with you guys, Soulis, Clap, Sick1, and Afric. You guys have taken that leap, but for people out there looking to get started, outside of setting up your home studio, is that just what it takes? Is watching some YouTube videos and just kind of making music and learning from your mistakes each day, just continuing to attack it, or what's the game plan?
That was the main thing. Once I got my laptop, YouTube really helped me. I would search there was this guy called Stephen Guy, and he
oh yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah, he was a legend, and he just helped me know what to put in the studio.
Yeah.
And
so was that beats or just putting something down to sing over, or?
It was the mic, what mic I should get, what speakers I should get, and just stuff like that.
Right. So even just from a basic level, he was get this mic. You don't need to spend too much money on this. This is a good entry level, mic, some speakers, some playback, and and this is kind of just the bare bones you need to get started, really.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I learned the most.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, it's like anything. You got to put those hours in. Fumbling around and spending those nights just clicking and going back and forth, making some stuff. And that obviously led to your first album, which I mean, for me, I've known you a little bit, but I'd love to. I haven't heard this story of your first album that kind of put you on to where we met on Sunset Dreams, the next big song. But yeah, talk us through that first album, the music you were making, what you were writing about, and how you got that, how you got the push to get the spotlight on you for these other people approaching you.
That first album was called Truthful.
That was a banger, bro. That was an actual banger. It's high school days.
Yeah, so it was helping with production on that. And then once that one was
And
first
how many songs on Truthful? Like, what was the biggest song off Truthful? And what was
Was
like
it?
the genre
Was it?
of all your music?
The genre was like really sporadic. Like I would do dancehall, I would do like R&B, rap. I do all types. But like, it was just a way for me to get out what I was feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm just bad at talking. But like with music, it's easier.
Man, honestly, you did a little post today of kind of like, touching on what you just said. Then, it's a way to speak. Like you said today, like genres tell different parts of the story or different parts of your character or emotion. Like that speaks like big words to me, knowing who you are. Like, you put out the track today, Boring Bob. You've done your Conjo. You've done, or Sunset Dreams. And they've all kind of been like boppy, sing stuff, but like you can still throw down and hold your own in the booth with like some raps and some rap type stuff as well. It's like you're a humble, well spoken dude in the booth, but you've got so much range as well. Like how do you tap in to get into those like different characteristics of a person to let it out in the booth? Talk us through your process there.
I think it's just situations that I'm in where I just like want to express myself. Like every human will get angry, every human will be happy, sad. Like sometimes it's hard to express it, especially like when you're quiet.
Mm-hmm.
But with music, it's a lot easier, so you can just express it.
Kind of like you get a good set of headphones where it feels like you sort of shut off from the world a little bit. Like, when you play your music loud on a train or a bus or even just, and you walk home, it's the music effect. The outside world is shut off. And I guess, is that how it feels when you go on and you put that, the speakers, the headphones on, you're kind of just absorbed into that moment and you're just tapping into these emotions that you're feeling from that, drawing on other experiences to let it out in a story sort of mode.
Yeah. And to begin with, like I was also experimenting a lot with just like learning how to like put songs together and mix and like write. So like with each album, like that first album, I didn't use like any other songs on my releases now. Like I did like I think four more albums, and then the last one is the one that I use songs from. That's where Sunset Dream came from.
Right.
Yeah. But then the beat got remade by AY, and then put it out, and then that's I Met You.
Yep.
And then we were just talking. It was in that room at Manny's. And then we came up with the idea, and then we put out the video. Once it all worked out, but it took a while, but it was lit.
Man, it took us a while to get out of first gear on Sunset Dreams. We had a great idea early on, like first meeting. I met Kedus at Manny's. We all heard from Manny, the legend DB manager and things like that. And I was kicking it there, and they kind of got like a home studio. They got the TV on the wall. They got the whole setup, and Manny had obviously been playing me some of your music, kind of worded me up, and then when we met on the first day, I was kind of ready to. I hadn't had any ideas, but I had already familiarized myself with the song a little bit to sort of catch the vibe, and then when me and Keddy did meet, I kind of like took a shot at pitching something for him, which was. You guys can go and look it up, Sunset Dreams, of like, it was kind of like the classic story of, you're kicking it at a humble place at your house, kind of still like, still kind of sort of like kicking it young vibes, like watching telly, you're at home, you're going to either the girls' place or your own place when the parents are out, and you kind of just, you get taken to this other world when you're with someone for the first time of like, it's, you're literally just still in the lounge room, but you feel like you're somewhere else. Like you can kick it with the right person, on a couch and just talk for hours on end. And you feel like you're in these otherworldly places, and that's kind of what we were tapping in with this Sunset Dreams of like when you find those people that you just connect with on a certain level, you know, the attraction's there, you kind of vibing, you're chatting, and we kind of really wanted to reflect that of you know, these guys they were playing some video games and they get taken into these other worlds of like the jungle. And sort of these moments around the house that kind of just look a little bit more cinematic, but really we're kind of just, you know, wandering around the house, sitting in different chairs, having different conversations as you do when you first meet someone that, you know, you just kind of want to talk their ear off and, you know, pick their brain and you know, learn as much as you can and kind of get to know this person.
Yeah.
And that was, I mean, and that was such a, when it finally got going, like that was probably a 3 or 4 month like lay period of getting that idea down for us until we went and executed it, right? Like just kind of, it was before Christmas. We kind of wanted to get it out, but you know, Keddy always had a strong vision and you know, true to his art, you never wanted to rush it as well. You kind of wanted to make sure things were falling into place and feeling right as well. You know, you want to be on camera and giving your best persona and, you know, characteristics as well. So, you know, it takes a strong artist to, you know, not get rushed by, you know, the hype and, you know, the excitement of a new song and your homies and your management and your crew gassing you up going, this is a hit, this is it. You still got to keep that, you know, integrity about yourself to say, yeah, that's cool, but it needs to be done right, because, you know, 6 months from now when all we're looking back on is this video and this song, that I want this to stand the test of time, and I don't want to look back and go, I should have waited another 2 weeks, or I should have waited a month, or why don't I do it the next day? So I was feeling a little off. So
yeah, that's why like it went like so well. It's like we took our time, and like when it came through, like it did great, and like we didn't like build momentum, so it was a good way to start with the momentum.
Definitely, and like even off the back of Sunset Dreams, like how did like what I was kind of blown away with as well is like, you know, even when we have our phone chats and you're kind of playing me your new music and you're like talking through some ideas, like I literally get goosebumps when you're like chatting the chorus to me and you'll be like, yo, it goes like this, and the lyric is like, and then you sing it through the phone, and I'm like, bro, this is talent. Like this is like, you know, I deal with a lot of artists and a lot of people, but like, you know, they never do that. They never like give it. You're only giving it 10%, and it's coming through the phone like it's like a show. And I'm like, you know, it's the real deal when it comes to Keddy, and it's so effortless the way you carry yourself.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, all through your, you know, your vocal language. Yeah, man. I mean, it was super humbled to sort of kick that first song off, and that led into like, tell us about like what came from and how it came about the, you know, the Apple Artist of the Month, like from that song as well. Like you kind of got pushed into the light a little bit from there, and tell us a story about that and what came from that.
So like that year really came from like DB and Warner, because I got to deal with like Warner Australia and DB, and they just like organized. I think they showed them the video and the track, and then they loved it, so it just worked out.
Man, you sound so straightforward. It's like, I mean, it all comes from the song though. You know, I can't say this enough. It's like what I do looks so good because it sounds so good initially. It's like I'm only coming in and adding icing to the cake. Like you're coming with the cake, and then I get to decorate that thing with some nice visuals. But you know, that can never really get started unless you've got a great foundation of, you know, your charisma, your you know, your vocal and lyricism talent that's put in that song from, you know, you and your team as well. If it's Soulis on there or AY or anybody in there, it's like, but it's all that deliberation in the studio before I even get my hands on it and ears on it to, you know, build on what you guys have laid, which is, you know, sometimes years in the works of some songs. Yeah, Yeah, so I feel like that's a real testament to, you know, the artistry as well of like patience. Patience is such a key to this game as well of, you know, not playing your cards too right. It's a big game of poker. You've got a great hand, but like that hand is not going to be good if you're playing it against, you know, when no one's looking or no one, you know, you're not even playing against anyone else, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I get you. I think like what you did really like brought into life is like I've never done a music video before that. I've just made music just with my album and stuff. Like when that video came about, it was just like it just came to life. So it's crazy.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun. Like I say it all the time, getting thrown in the deep end. Like Mason as well, we were speaking about the other night. Mason Dane, he had his first video with me as well, and like sort of, you know, I sort of have a way about it as well, where I have so many videos of like a system and you know, a workflow as well to like not just. I mean, I do like pull through a lot of videos in a short amount of time, but I still give them like 150% of my time. Like when I'm there, you have all of my attention. It's like you guys can see me on set. I'm running around. I'm not sitting kicking back as a director. Like I'll be moving shit. I'll be running around and I'll be pushing everybody as if it's like a PT workout to like, you know, get the best shot. Yeah. Move every little piece of rubbish that's in the frame, because I know in the long run, like I lose sleep over things like that if I don't do it on set. And I know that mentality is carried in through the song, like of like, you know, putting those extra, you know, your ad-libs in or extra beats and extra, you know, patience and time.
Yeah.
So I guess that was our first track and song together, and you know we had a great time on that clip. But then we moved on to Conjo, and talk us through the idea there. Like we went out to the Southern Highlands, we shot at some great waterfalls and things. But talk us through, like, that was all your vision. Like I pretty much pieced the story that Kedus had after our first video. Kedus came back to me with a really strong vision of this storyline, and I mean, talk us through that idea, and just kind of, again, similar traits, but yeah, talk us through that.
Like with that one, like I heard the song and I wanted it to like be a story. So I wanted like me in the story to like get drunk and then I fall asleep and go into a dream, and then in this dream world I'm like with her, but then she'll like disappear, and then we'll just come again, like together again at random times. And then it was like this, the concept was a story of like a confusion, love and confusion.
Yeah, and that, if you guys have seen Conjo as well, it was kind of like, yeah, it's exactly that. Like Keddy, honestly, deserves really, you know, you should be nominated for an Oscar for the performance of like literally turning it on and off for the drunk war kid and like the moments and things. Like you really sold it, bro. Like there's not many people can do it to that extent and really have it like believable. And you did it, man. Like you did it again and again after, you know, multiple takes and things like that. And then in the dream world as well, when we're out there, like, yeah, we were really trying to sell, like, he's chasing, like, you know, obviously we know where he came from. He was on, you know, a dinner date or something like that. And then in this dream, he's looking like he's always trying to find this girl. You know, where's this girl that I was just with? That's all I'm caring about. That's all I'm thinking about. I mean, I got to find her in this dream. And she sort of just keeps herself at arm's distance. When he thinks he's got her, she kind of slips away, and then he chases her again, she kind of slips away, and that was the whole essence of this clip. And then when it comes to the end, where where he wakes up, and then she's kind of missing on the bonnet, and then behind it she beeps the horn and she's in the car. That's the payoff of like, no, she's still here. She's just saying, hey, come on, let's get out of here, let's get you home, you drunk mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I love it. Like I always get given two passes of like a really strong vision, or kind of like come up with anything, and it's sometimes refreshing when I have a load of tracks come my way of like, you know, come up with something. But it's refreshing sometimes when an artist comes through to me like you did with a really strong vision of like this happens, but then I still get the leg room to build on that of like, you know, let's have these scenes, or here's my locations I'm thinking, and things like that, where I get to, it saves me a lot of brain space, especially when I hear a few other things up, but that's, it was that was a really smooth shoot and a real great turnout in the end, shooting up at the Southern Islands on the waterfalls and things like that.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like, just the fact that you guys scouted that, and, like, to look at like the places you went to get the right shot. It was just, you did a lot to make it work, and I appreciate it with that. Like, just you built on it the right way.
Appreciate that, man. I definitely think, you know, we have a really good back and forth conversation when it comes to like video development and ideas of like, you know, it's it always is a collaboration. You know, when I come on board with these artists, but it really depends on how much, you know, room I have to wiggle and create this idea. And this one, it was, you know, essentially, co-directed by both of us. You had a really heavy hand in the creative vision, and even the flow of the story. So, and it speaks volumes as well. I'm always proud when I press play on that video, showing people the countryside of Australia and that waterfall where you were standing on the edge, bro. Like, that was like proper. Like, if you guys go and see this is like a 40-foot, like probably bigger than 40 foot. It's like a 50-meter drop of this waterfall. Like, you know, when you see something through a camera and you're like, oh, it's not that big, but it's big because it looks bigger. It looks kind of big on camera, but when you know it's not on camera, it's really fucking big.
Until you zoomed out, bro, I was thinking, oh, it's just like a normal, like, you know, little cliff bit. And then as you zoomed out, and I was like, oh, bro, this guy's like fully risking it for the shot, eh?
Risking it, bro. When he was there dancing and grooving and puffing, like on the edge, like we were just like, we knew he was. We done a little practice round of kind of what he was gonna do before it, like a meter back. But then when you get on the edge, it's still just kind of like, you know, it has that little danger element of like, this is, you know, worst case scenario. That, you know, something can happen, but it's like, it's, you know, it always pays off when we become successful from achieving that shot and showing you guys that, you know, we're on the edge with, you know, it's like a great metaphor. We're on the edge with putting our music out. We're on the edge of like putting myself on this show. It's like, this is all or nothing, and that's it. That shot represents all of that. On the edge of a waterfall, you know, and your music is the water just coming and falling.
Yeah, and it just felt free. Like when I was up there, I was just listening to the water and just enjoying it, just looking at everything. It was crazy.
And we had the biggest speaker out there too, like blasting this music across this gorge, and like we had so many like tourists and people like looking on from afar, and because we had the biggest damn speaker, it wasn't a Yui boom, it was kind of like this big like hip high portable like studio like PA speaker essentially, and we were just blasting it all. And like even for me, where I was standing behind the camera, like I felt cool. I felt like I was Kedus singing this song across the gulf, knowing all the words. And like I can only imagine what it feels like for Keddy in the hot spot next to the waterfall. Cameras on.
Yeah, that was cool. Like, the music was so loud. I could work with it like from there. Hear it well.
Yeah.
And you guys were 80s away. It was crazy.
Yeah, man. That's a super key for like directors out there as well. It's like you really need to set a safe environment and a comfortable place where, you know, where we can get you in your zone. We don't want you second guessing your performances, because I couldn't hear the music, or like, these people were looking. You have the like literally, you can solve all of those problems with loud music. You play the music loud enough, drowns out anybody going, oh hey, can I get a photo? Hey, you guys meant to be here? Hey, we'll talk to you in a minute. We're going to finish this shot, and if the music's loud enough, it does all their conversations for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I mean, like that. So we got two clips out of the way. We just dropped Ballroom Pop, produced by Soulis. He's coming on next to sort of talk us through his sort of, his hand in your music, but also his own music. Again, you guys are top 20 artists in our Hood list, potential to win some really big prizes from the Hoodstarz team. So before we get on to the song you put in for us, which was Schmood, talk us through your drop today, like Ballroom Pop. That was... Yeah, go for it.
With Seb, I was so glad I got to work with Seb and with releasing now, because it's just been a long time in the making. I was working with Seb when I first started. He went to my high school. He showed me the system and how it's even possible to do it on your own. Just to be able to, man, I was lit. Then he sent me the beat, and I was like, yo. As soon as I heard it, I knew this was a bad slap.
Had your name written all over it, bro.
Yeah, bro. The guitar was crazy. As soon as I heard it, I knew. And then I recorded, and then I recorded a melody first. And then I wrote to the melody, and then I recorded the main thing. And then got it done.
And the story was pretty depicting with your lyrics and things like that as well.
Just working with you and with the video was crazy. This is definitely my favorite I've done. It's mixing the old Hollywood vibes with your idea of the 360 at the end, the spotlight, just everything went crazy.
I guess with that as well, again, we kind of had a little time jump in there as well, where this was kind of again all through under Kedus's direction of, we had an opportunity to shoot this end of last year. We kind of, locations and things weren't falling into place. We kind of had the idea that we wanted to do a ball, a really, a high-end sort of performance, suits and gowns and, a nice party sort of vibe like that. But, some things, they just weren't falling into place and it wasn't feeling right. And under, Kedus's direction there was hey, I was putting a few things forward and here's an opportunity to do this. And what do you think of this? And instead of him, again, having a really strong song that he feels, it has a lot of potential, and it's you kind of just want to put it out to the public and show them, tell this story. But, again, that's where patience came into key, where it was it's not ready yet. We don't want to, we don't want to undercook this and pull it out straight away. And, it paid off making those right decisions of, waiting that extra couple of... It was actually a couple of months. We shot this. This was the second video of the year. We shot it back in February, end of February or March. I think it was early March. And I'm super, super excited and stoked with how it's come out as well and everything falling into place. You got to trust that gut instinct. If it's not feeling right, it's not doing that for a reason.
Yeah. And that's why I was I'm okay with waiting, because I knew what I wanted out of it, and I knew what you could do. So I just wanted to leave it with you, and then what came out of it was lit.
Bro, honestly, the one shot at the end, because halfway through even the pitch, Keddy was hey, he threw it on me last minute. He was hey, I kind of got a second song I want to feature that's out of my new music. How can we get this in on the end? I want to do a teaser, and I'm bro, you sprung it on me the week before. I'm okay, all right, let's figure this out, and a couple of late nights, chewing through the idea to figure out how to continue the story, which actually was going to come into another song, but which we adapted to this one. And I always like to mix up my camera work and things as well to really differentiate that this was song one. And we had the cuts, we had the tripod shots, and we had the crew up there. And then now to tell the second story, it was all in one take. Now, to do that one take, there was a lot of moving components. We had the girl walking out, she walks left. We had a bunch of lights we had to absorb. Keddy had to walk out and hit the right moments at the right time as the camera's swinging around. And then when he crosses the road, again, the next moving part was switching the light on at the right time when he hits the edge of the circle and he continues to walk past. So, this took us around, it was probably about 10 goes giving this to get it right. That's the art I love of, putting in that extra effort at the night, knowing that all of these moments have led to here, and we have to get it right.
Yeah, I feel like you were like appreciating each moment and like taking your time to get it right. And that's what I loved about it. Especially with the cars, like there were so many cars, but we were just waiting just for when there was a stop in the cars and we go.
Yeah, true. Like the traffic and stuff as well, and that's what's cool to see is all those moving components that come from that. I mean, we're gonna open it up in a minute to the crowd to ask some questions of you, Keddy. But before we do that, like talk us through. I really love what you said about your storytelling elements and learning how to tell a story through your song and the order of a song. Like if you can sort of break that down a little bit in short form of like how you tell a story and develop a song in the right order to make it what it is.
I think I see it as like a beginning, middle, and end, and I see like I like to weave different stories within the main story, like double entendres, like within the album. So I think I got it from like my influences, just like what I listen to, and also like the fact I always love to read, and like I listen to Kendrick.
Yeah, who do you listen to? Let us know who you listen to. Who's influencing you?
For me, like storytelling influence is like Kendrick, J. Cole, but especially Kendrick. Just like Good Kid, Mad City is literally a movie. Like there's so many components within that, and like the knowing about that is like inspired me to like tell stories. And I also always loved like reading stories. I always loved that. And
what do you read? What's some books you read? Do you read novels? Do you sort of read or what genre do you like to read? Yeah.
For me, it was more like when I was younger. I would read more. Now, not so much. But like back then, I would read like Percy Jackson. Like,
Lightning Thief.
Yeah, like just Lightning Thief. Yeah, like all of those. Even the Heroes of Olympus. So many stories. Like I just loved to read when I was younger, and I guess that instilled in me storytelling.
Yeah.
And then music-wise, like my parents just always played Stevie Wonder, James Brown, like Michael Jackson. And
classic.
Like those inspired me music-wise. Then when I got older, like I got into Kanye, Drake, and those are two on my like Drake, Kanye, J. Cole, Kendrick. Those four really inspired me. And then P&D inspired me heavy. But my music just came from right now, after learning all I learned through all my other albums. Right now it's like about telling my story and how I can do that, incorporating all the other elements that I've learned. But right now with the EP, it's kind of a story, but it's more like an introduction. But there's a theme.
There is a theme of what?
So it's like just where I am now, like things I've gone through that I haven't been able to say, basically.
It's like a kind of like a moment in time for you to kind of just like cement your experiences, and kind of like move on from that and leave where it is, accept it, and then kind of look back as lessons in the future.
Yeah, like even like my move from Brisbane to Sydney, like that's in there, like what I've gone through, like what I've learned. experiences I've had here in Sydney, like different things, like with girls, you know.
Yeah, exactly. All your life experiences is you kind of just put it on the table and sharing with everybody.
Yeah. And with the album, that's definitely gonna be way more of a story. Like it will be my story, but it's like more within.
Yeah, I feel that. Now, before I open this up, I've got one more question for you. Tell us the name of this next EP, and how long have you been working on that?
It's called Ahadu, which means like unique. And
And what language is that in?
it's in Amharic, but Kedus, which is like an older version of Amharic, like the original language, and it was like a nickname that I gave myself when I was like 3. It was my dad.
Right.
He just like my sister had a nickname, and I was like to my dad when I was 3, like, why can't I have a nickname? And he said, okay, what do you want to be called? And I said, Ahadu. It was like, what? Ahadu? Like, he never like he was like, how does he even know that word? And he just called me that ever since.
And what does it mean again? I forgot that.
It means like unique. Or
Unique.
like one.
Unique. That's hard, bro. I like that. I love that. Man, it's been fun chatting with you. Touching on some old videos and hearing the new music. We do have your new song in there. We're going to hear it at the end of our Soulis chat, so everyone stick around. We got a bit of a longer sneak peek of Schmood by Kedus in our top 20 hood list. So how this works as well, you know, we're going live this weekend. If we want to see Kedus win, you love the song, we want to see him get a video, you know, we jump on. One NFT is worth one vote, and that's how we put those votes to our songs. So our community is going to pick these songs. And remember as well, every time you vote as well, you kind of go in as well to win. There's $15,000 worth of ETH up for grabs, $1,000 per person. There's 15 people going to take home a hefty bit of ETH just for coming in and you know, picking your artists. And that's just our initial sort of, you know, launch of Hoodstarz as well. We've got so much more planned for not only our artists but our supporters in our community, outside of just these, you know, financial rewards. But there's going to be a lot more community rewards through conversations with myself and opening up to our networks and really kind of tapping in with conversations with myself and the team to see how we can develop you guys creatively. So that's kind of what we're putting on show for you guys. But yeah, appreciate you, Kedus, and I'm going to open it up now to anybody. I'll have a quick look in the general chat if anyone's been asking any questions. If you want to type something in there, you don't want to come on and ask Kedus yourself, I can ask it, or feel free to just unmute, tell us your name, and fire your question away while we still have Kedus.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, my name's Silks here. Oh, shit. Yeah, so Keddy, back when you were like 14, 15, how did you get into the music industry? How did you start doing all these, start to make songs and all that? And also, when were you planning on doing any tours?
When I was like, you know, I just like, I saw Seb doing it. Like I saw Seb on the, like with his equipment. And like that inspired me to find out more about it. And
yeah, and so you, so he's your mate, obviously. So he's gotten you into all of this, and then so you just started loving it from there, or did you have your own passions before that?
Before that, like I loved music, but I just didn't think I could do it. Like I didn't think it was like something you could do yourself. I thought I needed like a lot of equipment, like a big studio, and like all this stuff. But
yeah. Besides working in the bedroom and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, that's all right. So did you have any tours coming up, or is that later on in the future?
I think that's later on, after the EP.
Yeah. Okay. Righto. Yeah. Awesome. That's That's awesome, bro. Yeah, yes, it is, bro. Yeah, I've been fucking awesome, man. Yeah, I was just very curious, and yeah, you're doing very well in the music industry, man. And I'm very keen to hear more music.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
Of course, bro. You stay well, all right?
You too, King.
Talk to you soon, brother.
Easy. Thanks.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That was hectic, man. So anyone else who wants to come on in, yeah, literally unmute. Let us know your name.
But you
and
don't
fire away, get
swear
it.
to kill yourself, or conversely.
What's going on? we got Joe Biden. We got Joe Biden in here.
Yeah,
Rashid,
I'm
Rashid, what's going on?
Yo, I'm just kicking back, supporting the boy. I just saw this and just jumped in, man.
Legend, bro.
That's good.
Yeah, fire away, brother.
I don't have any questions. I'm just here for support, bro.
Hey,
Appreciate you,
You're on the
yeah.
love, bro. That's what you need.
Bro, actually doing something, bro.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Bro.
Proper kingship, man. Appreciate that, bro. This is what it's about. You know, we're out here uplifting, building the culture, and you know, Keddy's been doing that before. You know, he had his boy Soulis in there. You know, showing him the ways, and Keddy's learned a lot from that, and now we're seeing the fruits of that. You know, come out and prosper. So, yeah, I really love. I can't wait to tap into Soulis and hear more of this journey as well. So I guess before we let Kedus kind of take a back seat and tune into our chat with Soulis, is there anything more? If you guys want to come in and show some love, Keddy, yeah, come on, jump in, say your piece, and then we'll move on to Soulis.
Yeah, man, I just got something to say, I guess, just generally. Like, I was having a chat with Mitchos about this earlier. The power of our community as a whole, bro, and you know, the integration of things like NFTs, your cryptocurrencies and that sort of stuff in this day and age is so powerful, bro. Like, you use it as a comparison with, let's say, Bally Boy in his movie with Neverland. Like, you buy the NFT, you get a ticket to the movie, and you get to see the premiere, that sort of stuff. Like, that sort of exclusivity for the hip-hop community can be so powerful to what we've got going on. And, like, the Aussie scene itself is already so strong. We're already backed by, you know, some amazing supports around the country and overseas and shit. So, like, Hoodstarz could be the start of something, you know, like just something so much bigger than all of us, you know what I mean? And for me to jump in here, like, I've been in here through the Mason Dane one, and I've touched base with a few people in this channel, and like, we're a bunch of really super intelligent, super passionate people that just want to see this shit grow, and like, to be a part of something like this is dope. So, like, Mitchos got me onto it a little bit earlier. He got me onto the whitelist and stuff, and I've been doing a bit of research into Hoodstarz and the roadmap and stuff that we've got, and the plan behind all of it. Like, you can't not see success with this. Obviously, like, at the moment, the market's quite volatile in regards to, like, you know, the funds, finances and stuff involved with it. But all in all, bro, it's really amazing to see the passion that everyone's got for this project, man. I'm really happy to be a part of it.
Bro, shout out to you, bro. Aussie Immortal. It's like, yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. And we didn't put out a roadmap to, you know, be a coupon NFT. We do offer some things initially for our artists and things, but we're not saying, you know, you own an NFT and you're going to get 10% off at Fitspo. You're going to go get 10% off at, you know, First Choice Liquor or anything like that. Where what I'm doing with our characters and our NFTs as well is the way that we have designed them through a system of, you know, I used a Pokemon system to sort of explain this with our tiers 1, 2, and 3. You know, you get the Charmander, Charmeleon, the Charizard, but you still respect the Charmander for what it is because you know where he's going to go. And now we have these incentives as well to sort of collect more. But these things with our low supply as well, that even if you receive a tier 1, each one of these characters are still one of one. There's not multiple supplies. They're not computer generated, and they're not like, you know, they're not in a big number. So what we're doing with our Hoodstarz collection as well is we're literally kind of cementing a place in time of the Australian music scene, which will grow, which we have intentions and our future roadmap when you see the white paper to see what we're doing. But our NFTs here as well are meant to be a collector's item as well. They're not a, you know, you want to get the top 10 and then you're happy. If you want to just have one of these things, because the potential of, you know, not only how cool they look, but with the limited supply and the intentions behind, even from our tier 1s to tier 3, is huge. Which our plans, we're going to be offering utilities and gains from whatever NFT you hold, but also it has that nostalgic value in a year's time from now. This Hoodstarz Collection 1, if you have a tier 1 or tier 3, it's going to hold its value as a time, as a stamp in time to say, hey, we got the doppelganger of fucking Mason Dane, or we got the Hoodstarz character inspired by this person over here. And there's literally only 45 of our set 1 of our characters, and there's 50 of these different characters, so it's not like you don't need to go into rarity to say, hey, we've got a 0.1% of these people are wearing these sunnies. Nah, you look at it and you know this is one of one, because we're not even putting that shit on there. We have a tier system, tier 1, 2, and 3. You know it's a tier 1, but you've only got that one version of that. There's no one else wearing that hoodie. There's no one else wearing that hat. You don't need to go to another website for them to tell you you've got a rare NFT. By owning a Hoodstar, you fucking got the rarest thing on the market.
No, it's beautiful, bro. Like at the end of the day, I think the further that you dig into things like NFTs and stuff, you realize that there's so much room for innovation. People like Gary Vee, they'll turn around and go, like, 99% of NFTs, people that put the stuff out there, they don't have the roadmap, they don't have the drive, they don't have the passion, they don't have community, and then it flops. And like, what have they done? They've put a bunch of money out there, paid Ethereum gas fees, and then they look like chumps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can tell just from the way that people carry themselves in these sorts of conversations, or the way you guys pervade through your chats and stuff. Like I'm a part of a few different Discords with NFTs, man, and some of them, they're begging for interactions, man. Hey, man, don't be shy. Everyone have a chat. Like they can't get anyone to have a conversation because they're not passionate about the product, man. And not really more so like a product, but you get where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, it's definitely something different, and the NFT marketplace and the way that we'll be able to utilize this sort of stuff going forward, it's only going to get stronger. It's only going to require more innovation, and the fact that you're thinking ahead, you're already 10 steps ahead, bro. You and your team, so like you're on top of this, man, and I'm excited to see what happens. Definitely,
we appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And I think what you touched on as well, like the whole community side of things, everyone, you can have an awesome roadmap and you can have an awesome team, but unless there's an actual group of people that want to see the vision out, more than just the owners themselves, like the community, we're coming together, we're having chats, we're doing these AMAs, more than just, listening to the artists, we're having conversations, like you said, and that's where the true beauty happens and the true networking happens. And that's why I'm really excited as well to see where this thing goes, because with the people that we've already got now and the people that we're attracting and getting in here, I think it's definitely the only way it's going is up. And so I'm really excited, and I'm very appreciative that you guys have all made it out tonight. And I'm glad that we can do these and we have the opportunity to do these.
Yeah, no, 100%, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah, being able to.
Yeah, thank you, gang. Thank you, everybody who has made it and continue to make it every night. It's an insightful place, and we kind of just want to share our stories through our artists, because at the end of the day, we're all humans, we're all people as well. That we want to bring that humanizing sort of element back to this, and we can portray a certain thing through our music and through our social platforms, but here we kind of get the breakdown as well of hear the story. Straight from our mouths, straight from us having a less like an informal conversation. These are, we call them AMAs. We can ask anything. We don't call them podcasts because a podcast has an agenda. But when we come on here, I don't have a list of questions coming on. We don't have something we want to push. We kind of just want to give an insight into the humanizing characteristics of these artists, kind of making our way through this creative world that we get to do what we love. And if it's making films, if it's making music, or if it's making beats, if it's taking photos, man, if you're passionate about building houses or digging holes, we're here for that. It's like we just kind of want to show people to share the same enthusiasm on life, whether whatever your outlet is, and for us, it is, it culminates together that we get to complement each other's work. And And for us to give back and share that insight on a more humanizing level without like too many bells and whistles and too much, a final agenda to push of this and that. We're in here having a yarn as, kind of mates and really, letting people know that we're kind of working our way through this as well. And we want to educate you guys and bring everyone with us. That's how it should be.
Bro, sorry, bro, you go.
I was just going to say that what I like about it is that you guys have so much that you're putting into it, and so much to offer, but you're also keeping it simple, as well as with like the whole human aspect of it. Just very real, which is really great.
Yeah, just to touch base on what you were saying before, bro, about passion and people pushing for stuff. Like I just literally sold all my shit and in a small town in the Northern Territory and moved down to Sydney to chase my music, man. That's what I'm doing here. Like that's my passion, my drive for what I want to do. And I just went, fuck it. I need to pack up and I need to go where all the action's happening. And I reckon there's a bunch of people in this Discord channel that all have similar stories, bro. Like we're all trying to push through, your COVID pandemics and our own tribes and tribulations and that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, man, like you have so many communities or so many groups of people that are so spiteful towards each other in the industry sometimes, man, and they'll butt heads and they won't really look for a bigger picture deal. And you can tell, like, automatically everyone that gets in the general chat channel, everyone that jumps in and has these conversations, no one thinks like that. No one's sitting here going, oh, I wish I was level 20 already. You know what I mean? Like we're all here just like, yeah, man, we're gonna put in the work, we're gonna do stuff I'm all for that, man. Like I come from a community of people where everyone's just so separate. They'll shake your hand and spit on you behind your back, So it's for me to come down to Sydney and be greeted with, a community of people that I know personally and then get involved with a channel like this, it's like, yeah, it's phenomenal. And I'll do whatever I can to get on with Hoodstarz and support. And I know there's a ton of people within the industry and outside of the industry, people that have just got a passion for the NFT space that are going to look at this and going to be like, well, there's a 99% of people don't succeed with this. This is the innovation that makes that 1%, bro. That's at the end of the day, like we all know this. It's not a matter of like, oh, we'll see if we can work out. It's like we all got that same feeling in our gut of like, yeah, this is going to be something, and we get on board with it, we push it, and we can only go up from there.
Yeah, exactly, man. I appreciate your words, man, and appreciate your support, and I'm glad we're all seeing the vision. It's we're all a part of it, bro. But let's keep things moving. Keddy, I really want to thank you for your time. I appreciate you answering these questions, and man, I can't. If you haven't already seen it, Ballroom Bop, and stick around after Soulis. We're going to be playing the music video, but we're also going to be playing another sneak peek of Schmood as well for Keddy's track that he's put our comp, and it's in our Hoodlist top 20. So yeah, man, let's get things going and bring Soulis on board. And get our chat going with you, bro. How you doing?
Yo, doing good, bro. Yourself?
Man, it's been a bit of a journey today. I travelled from Sydney to Gold Coast. Kind of met up with bit of moves up on the Gold Coast, working with our partner Damien, the founder. One of the founders in Hoodstarz. We kind of do a lot of back and forth, and it feels great to be in the same room instead of through a phone.
Yeah, there's a lot of Sydney people up on the coast at the moment. I've seen on like everybody's stories and that.
Man, I've seen that. Yeah, we got Colty up here. We got kind of a bunch of other people. We got Slade up here. They're moving. They're doing something. So, man, you know what it's like though. You're working with artists. You're doing Zoom meetings and doing that. It's kind of what we do. We can work from anywhere.
Everybody came up to the coast literally as it's been raining like all week.
I know, man. They're coming into the torrential rain. But I mean, let's start things with for people who aren't so aware. Let's give a little rundown on yourself, kind of your role, what you do. As an artist, man.
Yeah, easy. Well, I'm a producer. You know, I do like beats and that for artists, you know, hip hop, R&B, drill, Afro, whatever, you know. But I always had like a passion to do like EDM and that, you know, like deep house music, you know, or trance bangers, whatever, you know, just that like four on the floor type stuff. You know, just trying to expand my horizons and that, you know, maybe try to start like a solo career on that EDM stuff, you know, as well as doing beats on the side. Just try to, I guess, you know, be a part of all the different aspects of this industry, you know, especially within Australia where it's a bit more compact, you know?
Yeah, definitely. So you've started sort of producing music. You found the blueprint of how to make this, and you sort of launched a bunch of other artists' careers and sort of nurtured them into the, you know, into an entry point of music. And you sort of step back and going, hey, I can sort of do this from my own angle. And you want to tap into that outlet of like, you know, not having a feature or a produced by, which you still do, by kind of having your own creative direction and push on the sound, right?
Yeah, 100%. You know, I feel like, you know, I know, like, you know, as a producer, you know, always like, you know, doing the background, this and that, you know, but, you know, sometimes it's cool, like, you know, to be able to do some sort of stuff, whether it's like just an instrumental, you know, song or, you know, featuring other people, you know. I feel like, you know, especially with the amazing producers that are in Australia, you know, I feel like, you know, it's a good outlet for us to like be able to do our own thing as well, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Like Australia is a boiling point right now with producers, artists, in not only in the music scene, but I feel like for me, the film game, the actor game.
Yeah,
like we've been so far away from everybody, like you know, physically. But as our, you know, technology grows and our, you know, online presence and things become more apparent in real life, like these distances are becoming less and less by, you know, I'm doing Zooms with someone in New South Wales, but as our connections grow, we can be doing Zooms with LA, with UK, with New Zealand. Like, you know, it's the same process that I'm figuring out right now that I'm literally doing, you know, for someone that it's 4 hours away. To save the time to do it, we literally just get on a Zoom, and what's the difference to doing that in UK once our connections build like that, you know?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, especially in terms of quality, I feel like Australia is very close to, you know, maybe like the main, you know, like countries where like, you know, our mainstream media comes from. I feel like Australia in terms of quality is like that same level, you know?
Definitely. And like, so let's take it back a little bit and sort of talk us through, like, so you sort of grew up with Keddy, similar high schools. Like, talk us through your early days as a, you know, finding your feet as a producer, musician, artist, and how that grew. And talk through that.
Sure. I mean, when I was younger, man, like, you know, like my father used to play like a lot of like gangster rap, a lot of like heavy metal, and then like my mama would play a lot of like, you know, house music or soul music. My grandparents just used to play like, you know, traditional Greek music. So growing up, I always had like music around me, but it was always like scattered around. And when I grew up, I ended up getting like a drum kit. Used to just, you know, cause a ruckus for the neighborhood. And then like, I don't know, I think I got like into, you know, high school and that. And then I think it was like Nothing Was the Same by Drake came out. And like, bro, I heard that and I was just like, nah, this is what I want to do. And then I sold my drum kit, started getting into production, like slowly over time. Me and Kedus went to the same high school, so, you know, we like grew closer and like shared like our love for music with one another. And then we were like, bro, like, let's start making tunes, this and that, you know. So it was cool to like, you know, kind of like progressively like explore like music and that, you know, with someone that had like the same mindset, you know, because
Man, they're hard to come by as well. Like, and especially in the early stages of life where, you know, we have so many distractions thrown at us of like, you know, go to uni, get a job, make some money, and even kind of like, you know, like start saving for your future. You need to know what you're doing for your future, but you kind of need that little lay period to, you know, that fuck around time to, if you haven't already figured out that you either have this musical talent or a musical interest, to like, you know, these other outlets of, if you're not a writer or a rapper or a lyricism, that there's still other ways you can make music if you've got a great ear for it, the way you're the guy putting playlists and you know, you're always on the opposite the parties, or
Yeah.
you know, you've got this extra flavor of music, but you're not the guy in front of it. But there's still all this other potential that you're just not even aware of unless someone shows you the light of like, bro, you're a producer, you're a music maker. Like, you know, look at Daft Punk, look at fucking, I don't know, all these other, like, just like no name, no face, sorry, like artists, and you know, even for a little bit, David Guetta and all these guys that put out music, but they're not in the music videos going, oh, I'm David Guetta, yeah, this is me, this is my flag. It's like, I'm telling a story, I'm putting music out, and we listen to all that shit, but we forget that, like, you know, how you get to even that point.
Yeah, that's facts. That's it.
And
you know, so everyone wants to, you know, explain their point of view of life, you know.
Yeah, once you figure out your outlet, and when it is music, yeah, you got to run with it and figure out, are you the guy on the mic? I mean, I'm sure you've probably spent some nights around a glass table, putting some beer wraps down and going, hey, this sounds pretty good, right?
Yeah, oi boys, yeah.
But I mean, they're the fun times as well. But like, it's showing the love as well for the scene, and then you sit back and go, hey, you got the words. Hey, let me come up with a beat. If you're doing something on the table, or you're beatboxing something, or you're even picking the right fucking type beat on your phone to catch the vibe, and you're that guy. You're adding to the fucking vibe, because you know, I feel like, you know, definitely not to your level or extent, but in moments in my fucking times sitting around with friends and artists and you guys like that, it's like I sometimes, like, you know, strike gold. I'm like, I put on a great song, and the sense of it, like the feeling of like everyone vibing to your track, that it's not even your track that you put on, and I can't even, like, so that even just triples it when you've made the beat and you're going, yo, Keddy, sing something on this, and it's like you literally inspired Keddy. You get the feeling when I make a video for Keddy about, I made that, but it was because of the song, and you're going, hey, that Keddy, that song was crazy, it was because of this beat, and you're like, where did this beat come from? And as humble as we are, you only ever come across those thoughts when someone goes, where'd that beat come from? You're like, fuck, I thought of it. It's like, it comes back to you, bro. It's like,
That's fair.
you're the building blocks of, like, you know, the greatness that comes from that, you know.
Yeah, 100%. Even with the video too, you know, like, you know, making the track and then like seeing, you know, like you and Kedus with, you know, your like visual imaginations and, you know, directing skills and whatnot, like how, like, it's just cool, bro, to see that whole process, you know, like it's hectic, bro. That's it.
Yeah, bro. I mean, that shoot was, yeah, cool. We met a couple of times, but you kind of never sort of been on set with, like, sort of JN, like myself, running around, you know, in a stressful sort of time press situation. Like, we had a bunch of actors come out. We had a location, we had a timestamp on that we had to get out. You know, obviously we've got a camera crew in there that are, you know, tied to a certain time as well. Like, you know, we're not there all night. You know, we can't just be like, yeah, this takes as long as it takes, so we'll get it when we get it. Like, it turns back to, like, when everyone's having a good time and everyone's in their suits, everyone's looking good, everyone's feeling fucking mad, we're on set, but you need that fucking guy, which obviously, of course, it ends up being me as the director, that needs to come out and go, yo, everybody, right, this is what we're going to do. And it's like, we're all here just having a good time. We can, literally, we're living in the sense of the music video, you know, we're living in the world of this music video. Like, we got the fresh kicks on, we got the mad extras, we got the band playing, we got some, you know, we got some everybody out there, we got some girls, we got some extras, we got some talent, you know, we're all just kicking it, we're having a good time, we're all chatting, we got some drinks going. But then the work sort of comes into it when you fucking hear my boys come over and go, oh, yeah, we're going for a take. And you're like, take? What the fuck am I meant to do? So I really loved, like, even, like, on the night, like, you definitely helped me out sort of on the night, like, wrangling everybody, you know, relaying a lot of things of, like, we were, you know, at the same time when you're dealing with a big crowd, you got to keep the vibe right. You got to really remember we're making art here. And it can't be too, like, pressing. It can't be too, like, you know, formal. It can't be too, like, regimental of, like, stand here, look left, like over here. It's like, nah, we're here making music for Keddy. Keddy's such a soft-spoken, chill motherfucker. I don't want to, like, how do I get that vibe across? So, that's the balancing act for me. And I really feel like it was cool I felt like when you saw what was going on, and we had the chat early on when you were helping me wrangle Keddy in and the outfits, but you kind of took it on like a little senior role on set to sort of wrangle all the other guys as well. Like you saw the vision, you saw what was going on, and you're always coming up to me going, "Yo, John, what needs to happen? Hey, John, who do we need to talk to?" And like that was mad respect from you for like just like, of course it was your song and you wanted the best for it too, but like, yeah, just as a creative as well, like just like making the machine work what it needs to do.
Yeah, all day, bro, all day.
Now, come and touching on your song you put in. Your song really stood out to all of us, and even when we played it the other day. So yeah, Soulis put a song in. Is it called "She Can Break"? What's the song?
She's Gonna Break. It's yeah.
She's gonna break. We're gonna play it at the end of this so we can all hear it again. But that kind of caught us off guard as well, of just how the drop to the build up and sort of just like the whole trance sound and vibe across it all. Like talk us through the making of that and the inspiration behind it.
Yo, no, I appreciate that. That's mad. Well, yeah, I mean, like the song title "She's Gonna Break." It's not like as in like talking about a girl that's gonna break. It's like she's gonna break you, like your heart type thing. So basically, I made I was listening to like Zoo, ZHU, the deep house producer from America.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was listening to him. I just got inspired. I just hooked on my laptop, found this synth, just started playing around with the melody, and I was like, all right, man. Added the kick and the bass and all this other stuff, and I just wanted it to be like something that was like experimental, but like still like trance influence, something like a bit I don't know, just like mystical, like not seductive in a way, but just like in a comfortable way on the edge, you know what I mean? And then I made like the instrumental for that, and then that's when I heard the vocals, and I was like, yo, that's it. It matched perfectly. I put it in time. I pitched it up a little bit, and then just added effects on it, and just wanted to kind of like just make it sound like a little journey, like a little experience type thing,
No, definitely, and with like that experience, like who was the singer on there? Who did you approach to sing on that?
Man, that's the thing. Like, I mean, I know like other producers can like relate to this, bro. I literally like heard it online, like on one of those like I was just those like sample websites and that. It's like there's a paid one that I use. It's all like royalty free. It's like a like one of the top tier ones. Like it's all like proper like accredited companies and this and that. But like I just honestly, man, I was just searching for hours, trying to be picky, trying to like find something that wasn't too big, this and that. I heard of that, bro. Added my own little touch to it, and like because the original vocals didn't sound like it. It was a bit more in a deeper tone. I just made it sound like a bit more a bit more cool,
Down there, bro. Yeah. I mean, so that chick who sings on it, is she just so she actually got that from a sample zone?
Yeah. So I think she's like one of the vocalists on this company that does like samples and that. Yeah.
Man, honestly, yeah, we'll hear it. We'll hear it again at the end of this, but yeah, like when you hear the whole song, like we've only been teasing like the first 30 seconds. Yeah. So like after the weekend, we'll open that up for everybody to hear it all the way through. But yeah, it really did catch us like everyone in the Hoodstarz team like off guard when we were listening to this track, but refreshing. Like it caught us off guard, and we just looked at each other with like the fucking stank face, going, "Hey, what?
Yo, that is awesome."
Okay. Yeah.
Just wanted to do something different, I thought like, if I could just do a little EDM track, something different.
Yeah, I mean, different. It was hitting hard. So I mean, on that as well, like just thinking out aloud, if you were to do a video, what kind of do you see it? What do you see your vision? Because it is so different. I mean, and the range with an EDM track and an artist is not the face of the song. Yeah. What would you see for something like that?
I mean, honestly, I did have like a couple like just like little ideas in my head and that. I mean, I think there's like a lot of different ways that it could go, but one of the main ideas that stood out for me, I mean, considering it does have like that kind of like that synth wave feel to it, you know. So I was thinking like something in my head, like I wanted to, like, if there was a video to it, I'd want it to be something that, you know, does relate to the title. You know, she's gonna break, so the story could be like, you know, maybe like, you know, just a casual dude in the area, you know, has like a good here, you know, like a good family, this and that, studies, this and that, but then, you know, on the weekend he's like, it's weekend, you know, like time for me to, you know, kind of like be free in my spirit, this and that. And, you know, it could be like him in a club or something, you know, and the club's like got these neon, like pixelated vibes, could be set in the future or something. I don't know, Western Sydney in the future or something, but, you know, like he's in the club, he meets this girl, and then, you know, she's like, you know, ends up just like doing him dirty and like and maybe getting him like rushed or like, you know, like, you know, his wallet stolen or some stuff, something deep. I don't know, you know, just something along those lines, maybe with like a, you know, some like neon synth wave futuristic vibes to it or something.
Yeah, I definitely see it. If you ever seen the movie Drive, it's got Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Something along that, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and I see it. I mean, it does. I feel like for me, it wouldn't go down the whole dark vibe of like, you know, kind of getting jumped or getting this. But like, I do feel like the idea. I mean, they're good to throw those ideas out to see. Like, you know, that's how we, you know, we cross them off. We don't need to think about that. But for me, like as the idea develops, but for me, what I was thinking as well hearing that was like he does. You know, it is like a kind of regular dude just cruising home from work. You know, he's kind of getting ready. You know, he's going out drinking. He could even just be having some like, you know, some banter with like only two mates, not a big crew of mates, but like he's drinking and they're doing shots at home. Like a regular dude. He doesn't have a big group of friends. He doesn't have a big group of anything. You know what they're doing? They're going to a bush doof that night. They're waiting for the drop. They're waiting for this, and they get that, and they go out to this kind of doof, and they're walking in. But you know what? They fucking drop. They drop something. They're kind of like cruising out. And they don't have a bad trip, but he just has like a loose night of like, you know, bumping into everybody. He kind of has the classic things of like, you know, seeing a girl or seeing a dude who's like, hey, you bumping into me? Hey, sorry, bro. Like gets away with it, asks the guy for a ciggy, and like the classic just festival stumble of like, of a guy too cooked, having a mad time, but it doesn't go too sour. It's kind of like, you know, it's just those moments of meeting friends on a festival like journey like that, where you're just letting the night take you wherever it happens.
Yeah, hard. No, I actually like that idea, bro. That's hard as fuck.
Yeah. I mean, that was just fucking just building off yours, fresh from the dome.
No, I mean, hey, that's why you're the boss director, bro. Jay in Western Australia, come on now.
appreciate bro. It's years in the making, and we're building this from the ground up, bro. This is just the beginning, early in our careers, brother. Like we're out here doing it. Like, you know, you've kind of got to stretch from Brisbane to Sydney. You got some mad connects across the two. Outside of this song you've given us, who are some other artists you're working with in the studio, and also what are some more solo pushes from yourself, Soulis?
Yeah, I mean, as for like, you know, artists that I'm working with, obviously, you know, Kedus, you know, Day One, this and that. But like, honestly, bro, like I've been a bit more focused on like the whole, like, you know, I don't really get in the studio as much as, you know, like, you know, other producers do. I'm more like focused on this international stuff, you know. So just chasing connections with, you know, A&Rs or managers, getting emails, setting beats out to, you know, other artists. I've got a couple placements with a Venezuelan artist and a Mexican artist, just like a reggaeton song and a soul song. So kind of just like trying to build like that international bridge, you know, try to get into like, you know, Latin music. I got one with a dude from UK as well. But yeah, just, you know, on top of that as well with the solo stuff, just sitting on this EDM music, man. You know, I've been sitting on it for a while because it's a bit more passionate when I make that stuff, you know, because there's no rules or restrictions. It's like, this is my thing. It's like it's a fresh template, you know. I'm gonna just kind of like tell a story in like audio form, you know what I'm saying? So kind of just sitting on like EDM music, you know, a couple house tracks, couple hardstyle, you know. But yeah.
I mean, there's power in that, bro. There's power in like you know, when you're playing these songs to the masses, if your masses is 5 people at the afters, or it's like a festival playing before Keddy comes out, you know, you still get a vibe, the right song, and the heads are turning and going, hey, what's this? I'm going to start moving. That's where you're learning your fucking producer skills. You're learning your DJ skills in the smallest environments, and you adapt to the next crowd. It's all about crowd control. And like, you know, when you're playing songs at the right time, the right vibes, you pay attention to, those moments. And as a good producer, a good DJ, a good artist, that's how you sort of tap into, you know, people's needs and being able to read characteristics, read what they need. So if you've got a DJ set and you're 10 songs in and, you know, you've banked this 11th song, you know, everyone's kind of not as vibed to this. They're not ready to fucking turn up to whatever you got next. No, I'll even lower it down. I'll bring an emotional song in. I'll even take it the other way to really flip it on them. And that's where a skilled director, producer, DJ, whatever comes in, to not just sticking to the plan, but having a plan, but being adaptable.
Yeah, facts. No, that's exactly
right. Now, bro, I guess we got Reese in here. He's one of our Hoodstarz Discord admins. We've got our sneak peek songs banked. We're going to listen to our Kedus track with Schmood, the song from Soulis, She's Gonna Break. And then we're also going to watch, you know, the music videos as well. We've got the Kedus Ballroom Bop produced by Soulis, obviously performed by Kedus. We'll watch that music video. And also recently, while we've been on the AMA, I've had another clip drop with Fady, Open Till Late featuring Fady. Don't Hang Up.
That track, bro. That's so good.
Huge clip, huge song, huge clip to back it. So I guess before we start chewing through just some of those, like, you know, listening parties and hearing that good stuff, let's open it up to the crew, any producers, music, you know, anybody in the chat really that wants to ask Soulis a question. The floor is open. Just come in one at a time, say your name, and fire away.
Yeah, so it's been, okay, brother, you go.
Thanks, man, thanks. Soulis, my name's Afric. I'm from South Africa.
Yeah,
and it's all good, bro. And how are you?
Yeah, not too bad.
Nice, man. Yeah, so I've gone through your Instagram and I've like listened to some of the music you have, and I really like what I hear. And my question is, it's kind of like a two-parter, is which DAW do you use and what is your favorite VST?
The DAW that I use is Logic Pro. I try to get into FL, but I just got very used to Logic Pro, so I stayed on that.
Fair enough.
In terms of VST, man, I started on Nexus 3. That was like the first actual NFT. That was the first VST. See, I'm looking at the Hoodstarz emblems on here. I'm getting confused. Nexus 3 was like the first VST I got, so I stuck with that for a minute. But then later on, I got one of my mates gave me Omnisphere, so I kind of just swapped between them, you know. Even on Logic Pro, they have a stock VST called Alchemy, and that's like packed with tons of synths and pads and all of that.
And that's just a really good combination between VSTs, because there's so many possibilities with just like those two alone because of how big the banks are.
Yeah, facts, bro. And Omnisphere's got everything, like acoustic stuff, ethnic stuff, you know, electronic, you know, and then Nexus is, you know, a bit more on like the electronic side. But yeah, they're both great. So
sick, man. Yeah, thank you.
No worries. Cheers.
Yeah, Soulis, how you doing, mate?
Yo, what's good?
So before you said that you knew that day one, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just you weren't making any songs with him, were you? You weren't going to produce for him or anything?
Yeah, no, we got a few tracks like unreleased, this and that, but you know, the bro's got tons. He's got tons of tracks in the vault, you know. So I guess, you know, with whatever his rollout is, he'll just choose. But yeah, no, we got a few tracks together. So yeah.
Yeah, no, of course, that's mad. Also, before you were saying something about house music and you're making house music, would you be looking to get into the EDM and like old mate said before, like he was talking about Daft Punk and all that, you wouldn't be looking to do anything like that, would you?
Oh, bro, that'd be hectic. I mean, if someone's got like a hectic helmet for me to wear, you know, drop my addy, you can send it. Yeah, for sure. I definitely want to do like some EDM stuff, you know, like maybe stuff along the lines of Daft Punk, you know, maybe learn how to DJ later on and start doing sets in that. But yeah, at the moment, I guess I'm just making tunes for the people that are doing those sets. But yeah, I guess we'll just see how it plays out and all that. But, yeah.
Yeah, of course, because when you go on to doing more of that stuff, it's more solo music, isn't it? Eh?
Yeah, facts. You know, so it's a bit more you know.
Would it be like on another level? Would you say?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, considering like when you do beats, it's like a bit more tailored to the artist. I feel like going solo, there is, you know, advantages to having it being your own rules, but then also sometimes, you know, you maybe, I don't know, maybe feel lost with direction of that. But I guess that's something that transitioning from like a producer to a artist, things that I like to learn along the way, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, nah, fuck yeah. Yeah, no, thanks for answering those questions, bro. I'm very keen to hear a lot more in the future.
Yo, appreciate that, Silks. Cheers, bro.
No worries, man.
Yo, Silks as well. I reckon you'll get if you haven't already, when we're gonna play the track that Soulis has put into our Hoodstarz, like top, you know, got shortlisted in our top 20 hood list tracks for the comp. You'll kind of get a really good understanding of, you know, his sort of EDM drive, especially like right now, a different sound, but what he's pushing forward and what we can expect for him in the future.
Oh, true. That'll be sick. Nah, that'll actually be